Kablam! Friday, 20th of June, 2014. This is England. This is planet Earth. We are on planet Earth. We are human beings on planet Earth. A small little ball, mainly of water. And somehow we've evolved to the point where I hate society. Someone said to me today, "You won't change anything," because I told them I was going to London to protest, and they said, "Won't change nothing." He said, "You won't change nothing. Dude, it's always been the same." And I thought, no, you won't change nothing, because you're the person sat there saying you won't change nothing. I'm trying to change something, so I've got a fucking higher percentage chance of changing something by doing something than you have saying you won't change nothing. If you don't try, you're never going to know. People that haven't failed in life, they just haven't tried enough things. You've never had any kind of failure, you're not pushing it to the edge. And he said to me, "You won't change anything." And I thought, that kind of attitude, that's the attitude that has got this whole country into the mess that it's in now. That "you won't change anything" attitude. No, just let things go how they've always been. Just because that's how they've been, that doesn't necessarily mean that's how they've got to be forever. And I thought, you can change things. People can change things. All you got to look at is the Arab Spring. I mean, countries, whether it's for the good or for the worst, they change things. 1 million people in Tahrir Square, they change things. That's how you change things. People power, like all those people that came out in Spain to tell the king that they didn't want a new king. That's changing something. People take note and listen when millions of people get together, thousands of people get together, just hundreds of people get together. People take notice. You can change things. They want you to believe that you can't change things. That's why they don't show any of these protests that are happening, like right now. They're constantly happening across Europe, Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Germany. These protests are happening against austerity, against right-wing governments. But you don't see that on the news because they don't want you to think that you can change anything. They want you to think that you're helpless, that it's just you on your own and you can't do anything about it. You voted, there you go, you've done your bit. That is not the way you vote. You've got no choice in an election. That's not changing things. Voting is not changing things. People have got the power. People got together. We are the 99%. How have we got no power? How can 99% of people not change anything? Yeah, fair enough, they've got all the wealth, they've got the police, they've got the military, they've got the law, the judges, the courts on their side. But we are the 99% of people who want to make a change, one way or another. I mean, yeah, that can't go on. I mean, people will wise up sooner or later to the fact that we've got a two-party system. I mean, a two-party system is not good at the best of times. I mean, it's okay if you've got one party that represents the workers and one party that represents the business. But that's not the case anymore. It's a one-party. It's a two-party system, essentially a one-party system, a one-ideology system. And people will wise up to this sooner or later. People will realise that voting doesn't really get you anywhere. People will realise that there's not any choice. And that they're getting taken advantage of. They're taking advantage of the apathy, of the "you're not going to change anything" attitude. They're taking advantage of that, and sooner or later, the harder they oppress the people, the more the people will unify. And I just hope it's sooner rather than later, because something needs to be done. I can understand this attitude, this you will never change. The person that told me this, he was 60 years old. And I thought, fair enough, he's lived his life, he's set in his ways. You know, I can kind of understand. Change is, to him, it's a scary thing. He's lived his life, he's adapted, he's got used to the way it is. I mean, he's comfortable, he's in his box, he's in his comfort zone. But I hear young people, right, in their 20s saying, "You'll never change anything." And I'm like, well, you've never even tried. You're 20 years old. You probably don't vote. You don't care. How are you going to know? How do you know that you can't change anything? You haven't tried to change anything. I mean, you've got your whole life ahead of you. If you if you carry on with this attitude of you won't change anything, then you're just going to teach that attitude to the next generation. That attitude of apathy, you're going to teach that, and you're going to pass that on. People can make a change. It just takes one generation to seize the change. And like, you know, maybe it is the time now, who knows. But change, people have the power of society. They divide us on the grounds of race, the grounds of our age, the grounds of our class status. They just want to chop us up into as many little sections as they possibly can. Then we truly have no power. When we unify, that is where the power comes from. And the left need to unify. End of.